been doing HMOs for more than 10 years, as you know, and what I've learned over the years is that with every project, you learn, you always concentrate on what you've done right, but more importantly, what you could do better next time round. So what we've done, we've taken that into consideration, and we've also feedback from previous residents who stayed in our previous properties. And what we've now done is, in terms of kitchen, let's talk about the kitchen. We've gone for a full tile floor, porcelain tile, because again, maintenance is a key feature, particularly when you've got a property which has multiple residents. So that's an area, and obviously we've gone for a particular type of Spanish porcelain tile, which I think keeps well, maintains well. And then over and above that, then as far as the kitchen units are concerned, I've gone for handleless, soft closing, 18mm carcasses, strong product. Again, it can take the rustle and bustle of everyday life. And obviously in this particular kitchen we've gone for a range cooker. In some cases, in the other side, we've got two lots of everything: 2 cookers, 2 hobs, 2 everything. So it depends on the number of people living in the property, because every council has different regulations. So, but again, with all the appliances, I've gone for appliances that have 3-year warranties. Again, it's always looking about future proofing. It's all about maintenance, because any property once you've done it up, what you don't want is to have to repeatedly come back and fix things and change things, because that can disrupt your cash flow, it disrupts the residents living in the property, all sorts of things. So that's one of the things I've done with regards to everything in the kitchen side. In terms of other things, we've also put in Cat6 cabling around the property. Now, what that means is that one of the biggest bugbears for a lot of people living in properties is poor internet connection. So when you've got 5, 6 or 7 people, or multiple people in the property, nowadays all you young guys have got at least 5 or 6 devices and stuff. So that's a huge amount of bandwidth that you have to take off a typical internet connection. So we've made some changes in that and made sure that every person living in their room has a data point connection. So effectively it's almost hardwiring it. So we've got the router going through, aerial connection. So these are the sort of things which I think will certainly make the persons who are living in the property far, because now with COVID, more home working. So these are the sort of things you need to start taking into consideration, that when someone's living here, they need a good internet connection, secure, TV connection, all these things, which I think particularly now, because of the time they're spending more at home rather than an office. So you need to create that home office type of environment. And the other thing we've also done is when you start to create more showers in a property, because everybody wants en suites. So in this particular property, every single bedroom has its own bathroom. And that's now, I think, going to become a prerequisite going forward now. Sharing bathrooms you could get away with 5-10 years ago, probably not so much now. Now, when you start introducing more bathrooms, water is always the biggest bugbear for any developer, because water has a horrible habit of finding a way, and the last thing you want to do is things leaking through the ceiling. So one of the things that we've done is that we've tanked every single shower on the upper floors. What I mean by that, by tanking, effectively you create a complete waterproof feature on the surface, on the flooring, so that if there is a leak, it's unlikely to penetrate through. And also with regards to maintenance, we've put what they call inspection hatches on various parts of the property. And what I mean by that is, rather than if there's a blockage or an issue with the drainage on any of the showers upstairs, we have access points from the ground which could, without having to disrupt the shower on the further floors. What we've also done is, obviously LED lights now has become a very common feature. We've taken it slightly further with these lights I've put on here. They're fire rated. They're also sound rated. What I mean by that is HMOs now are one of the big, again, issues when you've got multi-unit property is you can hear sounds from all the rooms. So what we've done on the upper floors now is we've actually created a soundproof first floor. So we've put 18mm hard ply, we put 10mm sound insulation, and that effectively creates a pretty robust. So now you don't have that issue. With the lights, we've created a light fitting which basically creates a vacuum. So because when you start creating holes in ceilings, you compromise that. But the wonderful thing about these lights is they flick in and they create that vacuum, so there's no sound penetration. Again, all the things I've put in, again, future-proofing, all have warranties of 5 years or plus. So everything that I've put in is with the view that I'll go for quality and longevity. So if there's a problem, I've got that sort of comfort of knowing that the warranty element says the issue with these things, if they go wrong, it's replaced, no questions asked. And I think that's how you've got to do with HMOs or service department complexes. They do take a lot of wear and tear. So you've got to look at putting in things in there that can take domestic properties. Most of us who live in houses, we treat it's a very different type of usage. You put 5 or 6, a bit like student accommodation. Everything takes a bit of a hammering. So you've got to start looking at how you put things. The stuff that you put in has to take that level of use or abuse, whichever you want to call it. And that's what we've done. Over and above that, I think, again, all the windows have been replaced. We've used a very good Belgian company. These are fencer approved, triple glazed, argon filled, all that, and security locks everywhere. All the fire doors, everything is. So it's all fireproofed. We've just sort of really taken all the things to attention to detail. Heating systems, we've got Megaflow. So, when you've got multiple bathrooms, you need to have a high pressure system so that if 6 people are having a shower at the same time, they all get a lovely shower rather than 4 of them having a shower and the other 2 watching a drip feed situation. So that doesn't happen. We also have boilers, which are, we use Worcester Bosch Green Star, which is very high level boilers. So eco-friendly, and also the great thing about them, they're smart boilers. So if they do go wrong, they send a message out to the engineer so he knows what's going on before you get this. You don't have a situation where an engineer visits, then has to go away and get a part and then come back another 2 weeks and you're without heating or water for 2 weeks. So it's a much better system on that way. So these are sort of features that we've introduced and hopefully will future-proof the property going forward.